Hi, and today at Commerce Dojo, we will be talking about rolling friction. Now, to understand what rolling friction is, let's say Amazon has delivered a huge box at your house. Something like this one over here. And this box, it's extremely heavy. Now, just for the sake of it, let's say the box it weighs 500 kgs. Now, it's extremely heavy. Now, out of excitement, you decide to come right over here and you start to push the box. Now, when you push the box it doesn't move. Now, when the box doesn't move, you say that the box is heavy. That's why it's not moving. Understood. But now let's say all of a sudden the Amazon delivery girl she comes back. And this time she places the box on a set of wheels. Something like this over here. Now when she places the box on a set of wheels, you again decide to come right over here and you start to push the box. Now this time when you push the box it actually starts to move. Now when the box starts to move, you observe something and you tell me that you found it easier to push the box when it was kept on a set of wheels. But why? Why was it easier to push the box when it was kept on a set of wheels? Let's try to understand the science behind it. Now tell me something. We all know that every surface has irregularities. Now if every surface has irregularities, then the wheel, let's say this wheel for example, this wheel will have some irregularities. Let's say the irregularities of this wheel, they look something like this. Now on the other hand, the floor will also have some irregularities. Now let's say the irregularities of the floor, let's say they look something like this. Now I'm just assuming the irregularities they look like this so I could explain the topic to you. Now tell me something. Over here, the wheel, it is touching the floor. Now if the wheel is touching the floor, then these irregularities should also touch each other. Now if the irregularities touch each other, then something like this should happen. The irregularities, right here, the irregularities, they should get interlocked when they touch each other. Now the irregularities, they are getting interlocked over here, isn't it? But notice something. All of the irregularities of the wheel, they are not getting interlocked. Only a small amount of irregularities are getting interlocked. So over here the interlocking is extremely less, or I can say the interlocking is weak, isn't it? Now tell me something. Over here, in order to move this box, you will have to break this interlocking, isn't it? In order to move the box, you will have to break this interlocking. But over here, the interlocking is weak. Now if the interlocking is weak, it would be easier to break this interlocking. So that's why, since it was easy to break the interlocking, you found it easier to move the box when it was kept on a set of wheels. And there's something else you should see over here. Now let me remove the circle. Now over here, only a small amount of irregularities, they are getting interlocked. Now when the wheel will move, the wheel will move something like this, isn't it? The wheel will move something like this. Now when the wheel will move, these irregularities, these ones over here, which are getting interlocked, they will move upwards. Now when they move upwards, they won't get anything else to get interlocked with. So these irregularities, when they move up, they won't get interlocked, isn't it? So, and a new set of irregularities, let's say something from here, this would come over here when the wheel moves, and they would get interlocked. So only a small set of irregularities, they are getting interlocked. So the interlocking is weak, and that's why it was easier to break this weak interlocking and you could easily move this box. But now where on earth does rolling friction come in? Now understand what I'm going to tell you. Friction acts on an object which moves or which is trying to move. Now over here a box is moving. Now if the box is moving, then friction will act on it. Now friction acts opposite to the direction in which an object is moving. This box, it is moving in this direction towards the right. Now friction will act opposite to it. So friction will act in this direction, towards the left. So over here we have friction acting on the box. Now tell me something. When wheels they move, wheels roll. And the box, it is kept on a set of wheels. So what I can say is that when the box moves, I can say that the box is rolling. So the friction that acts on a rolling object. Over here, the friction that is acting on this rolling box, this friction is called rolling friction. This is what rolling friction is. And one last thing for you. We all know that interlocking of irregularities gives rise to friction, isn't it? Now over here, I said that the interlocking of irregularities, right over here, the interlocking of irregularities is weak. Now if the interlocking is weak and interlocking of irregularities gives rise to friction, then this friction is also weak. So over here what I can write is rolling friction is weak. This is something you should know. It is a weak force. So now that we know what rolling friction is, the concept behind it, let's take a look at a more formal definition of rolling friction. So right here, rolling friction is the friction which acts on an object that is rolling over a surface. This is what rolling friction is. So today we learned what rolling friction is. I hope you understood everything. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.